reportedly on that very same short list, Iraq and Afghanistan veteran, Army Ranger, and GOP Senator Tom Cotton. Senator Cotton, thanks for joining us this morning.
Morning, Pete. Great to be on with you.
All right, got to go straight to the top line question. Is Senator Tom Cotton on that short list, and have you talked to Mr. Trump about potentially being the next defense secretary?
Pete, the president-elect and I spoke last week, but only to extend my congratulations on the behalf of the people of Arkansas for his victory. Donald Trump is going to make all these decisions on his own schedule and in due time, and I think it's best that everyone just wait for those decisions. Meanwhile, I'm working in the Senate for the people of Arkansas to help prepare for increased defense spending and holding Iran to account for its malign activities and to try to implement Donald Trump's immigration agenda, and I'm very happy to be doing that.
Sure, we're going to put up a list of other folks on that short list with your name on it as well. Senator Sessions, Representative Duncan Hunter, Michael Flynn, Lieutenant General Kellogg. But as you mentioned, you've spent your time in the Senate fighting against the Iran deal, fighting to increase defense spending, two big elements, or fighting for more defense spending and against the sequester, two big elements of what President-elect Trump has talked about. If he were to ask you to serve, if he were to come to you, would you accept that position?
Pete, Donald Trump is going to make all those decisions on his own schedule, and I think it's best that we all just wait for him to make those decisions. But in the meantime, we need to prepare the ground to hit the ground running in January with that new agenda, like repealing those dramatic defense cuts and rebuilding our military and holding Iran to account.
Sure. No, I know it's your job at this aspect not to answer that question just as it's mine to ask it, but I totally appreciate that and understand it's a decision outside of your control at this point. One other aspect, there's a lot of ramifications of President-elect Trump's election. One is the future of Guantanamo Bay, an issue you've talked about a lot. There's been some reports that President Obama could try to loosen the standards and push people out now. What do you see happening in the next couple of months? Does it stay open? And what does the future look like for Guantanamo Bay?
Well, I've been struck since the election not only at Donald Trump's magnanimous tone, but also Barack Obama's gracious beginning of the transfer of power. I would hope that President Obama wouldn't take that kind of dramatic action contrary to the president-elect's wishes. President Bush did not do that when President Obama was coming into office. Guantanamo Bay, though, won't be closed. It might be empty or its population might be reduced, but it will remain open and it will remain a critical tool in our global war against terror.
Well, here's hoping that deference is given in this transition period, and certainly with an ongoing war against an enemy like ISIS and folks like Iran, we're going to need a place to extract information and hold folks. Thank you for leading the charge on issues like this in the Senate. Now you got a lot of work ahead of you today. Senator Tom Cotton, thanks for joining us.